They're going to need to expose their exchange rate so they can get on the forex and they can open the doors, so they can start paying for all those obligations. We know auctions for US dollars are due to stop this year. They have been very clear on that. From both the governor of the central bank and al-Sudani. The auctions right now are taking trillions of dinar out of circulation, which increases the purchasing power of their currency. It is a clear preparation for a change in value. Citibank and JP Morgan have been in Iraq for years. They've been working with the CBI. They've been working very closely with the digital platform for the foreign currency that will be coming in, because there is no more foreign currency inside of Iraq. Although Iraq is now a currency hub, Iraq phased out the American dollar and all foreign currency in order for the dinar to be their dominant sovereign currency of their nation. Because of this action, the dinar is no longer paired to the USD, but it is paired with a basket of foreign currency. This is very good for the monetary reform policy. Where are we? They have not seen the budget. But we have seen something very interesting that encourages me now to talk about the budget. A new article is an absolute doozy as far as I'm concerned, because it's telling us quite a lot. It's telling us that Sunday the 10th of November is cultural day, when Iraq thinks about its great thinkers, feats of engineering, its natural beauty, its wonders and its historic wealth, this great nation which was the foundation for much in the world. This celebration is on Sunday. They moved it forward from its traditional date of the 18th. They're saying they moved it because of the census. They moved it forward to Sunday. More and more each day videos from CBI being played on TV about the electronic platform system, saying how we are moving over and how the dinar is now stable and now stronger than ever, how the dinar will return to the glory days. Frank, oh my God. These are the right people we want to hear from. These are the right words that we want to hear from these people. They're telling them these things, IMO, because they already have. All this is just the introduction. On the 10th there's going to be a collision of some very important heavy particles that require the monetary reform exchange rate. On the 10th they're all coming into a collision. I think they're going to give birth to new elements, maybe lower notes, maybe a float. Maybe the digitalization of the electronic float. A lot of things might be happening, but not before the 10th of this month. Al-Fatlawi, the population census enumeration and numbering process exceeded 98% throughout Iraq. Quote, he indicated that the census will be conducted on its scheduled date on November 20th. There is no bad news. We still seem to be in the RV news doldrums. Which I think is fantastic, because of who is quiet. I see the light at the end of the tunnel now. The news out of Iraq has been overwhelming positive. Trump, for the most part he has been on the side of Iraq. Our problem is not Trump, but rather the fact that Iraq is increasingly making the dinar a closed currency. That means we do not have access to the digital changes happening in the country today. Salaries need a new exchange rate, the same thing with the HCL. Do you see the HCL? No. Give me a new exchange rate. It's that simple. Do you see the salaries? No, still nothing. Give me a new exchange rate. It's that simple. Do you see the lower notes they keep talking about? No. Give me a new exchange rate. By the way, they are giving them a new exchange rate, IMO. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani stated on Thursday that his government faced major challenges in starting to implement the Vital Development Road project, considering the Grand Four Port project to transform the historical geographical situation of Iraq. This came in his speech during the ceremony of receiving the 5 berths of the Grand Four Port in Basra Governorate from the Korean company implementing the work. In his speech, al-Sudani described the Grand Four Port project as Iraq's most prominent project and the people's project, announcing at the same time the receipt of the 5 docks that represent the backbone of the port project in its first phase. He added that with the completion of the basic and important phase, the first phase will be completed next year according to the previous timetables. The process of docking of huge commercial ships on the port's docks has also taken place, so that this project will be included in the contract and paths of global trade and transport routes that pass through the Middle East region, which is of great strategic importance to global trade. Al-Sudani added, through this dream port that has become a reality, Iraq's historical geographical situation is transformed from a country in need of other people's ports to a maritime country overlooking the Gulf, which is the most prominent water basin in the world where energy, trade, communication and commercial exchange activities are concentrated in all their forms. He stressed that the federal government, which he heads, is committed to completing the Grand 4 port project as a gateway to Iraq's largest project, the Development Road, noting that the Development Road project represents the backbone of the government's vision to maximize non-oil revenues, and today we face major challenges.